All right, my friends. Yes, the weekend is upon us. And that means that I have to dig into the treasure chest of the hundreds of videos that I have received from you guys over the last 2 weeks and decide which one of these videos I need to actually talk about. Because every single one of these videos are a lesson to you men and to you ladies so that you guys can understand the big divide between how we get along in relationships. Okay? Now, listen, guys, relationships are freaking hard. Whether you're married, whether you're just hooking up, whatever the hell it is, it's hard. At any point where two people commit each other, at some point, you're going to get to a place where both of you are committing something to each other. That means whether it's, hey, I'm going to commit sex to you on a regular basis. In other words, we're hooking up. We're in a situationship. Just the amount of different titles people give each other these days simply to just say, hey, we're just blows my mind. But the idea is there is a commitment there. Now, I'm going to sidestep for a little bit and tell you a little story. I'm talking to a gentleman married, and him and his wife went through a little minor breakup. So he went out and he got crazy. Yes, he's quite a looker. He's an older guy, but he got his shit going on. He got the money. He got the status, but went a little bit crazy. Too many biatches, and he sort of caught something, telling me the story, and he's concerned because his wife. So both him and his wife got back together and they started having sex again. And guess what? She caught it. Something she caught. Now it was only something minor, and quick injection, quick tablets, boom, got rid of it. But because of that close call, he's worried that, man, I could have something more serious, because I heard that one of the women that I hooked up with, she's been passed around quite a bit. Now, there's one thing about Dubai that you got to be careful of, gentlemen. There's a lot of women, a lot of loose women who are flown in to Dubai who hook up with a lot of men. And one of the countries that have the highest degree of HIV is Africa. Listen, I'm not being negative, but I'm just giving you guys some facts. Africa is not very far from here. So there's a lot of Africans, women and men, who are circulating in this region. So, gentlemen, especially my brothers that are in this region, you make sure that you cover that shit up, cover it up, slip on that glove, whatever you have to do, because these women are being passed around. Once you're in these circles where, you're moving and bawling, you don't know what you're going to get. You just don't know. Don't ever, ever, ever doubt any woman. Don't fall for this crap. Oh, I never sleep around. Oh, I never do this. Women in this region are opportunists. They're finding opportunities when they hook up with men. Okay? And just because you're wealthy doesn't mean that you're not carrying anything. So all I'm saying, gentlemen, be careful out there, man. There are a lot of hot spots in the U.S., and I would love for you guys to tell me and share with me, but I know a lot of the hot spots are in Miami, Florida, Atlanta, high degree of HIV in those two areas. New York City, I'm getting feedback and I'm getting messages from different parts of the world. So if you guys know any areas that other men should know about, please share with me so that I can share it on the channel. Okay? But listen, that's just a side note. Listen, subscribe, guys. Come on, hit the subscription button. I keep asking every single video. You guys got to help me out. You got to help me grow this channel, because all I'm trying to do, guys, is bring you knowledge. Okay? It's not a lot of entertainment here. It's knowledge. It's to help you guys to grow, expand. Knowledge is power, my friends. Knowledge properly applied is power. Just so that you understand. Because it doesn't matter if you know shit but you don't apply it. Doesn't mean shit. It's useless. Knowledge properly applied is power. Let's get into the first video. There is this conversation. Let's find out what they're talking about and what has piqued my attention. All right. So as usual, he got a bunch of women on here, and this conversation started to intrigue me.
And asked, just the other day, I had a guy ask me at the grocery store, "Are you an Instagram model?" "No, I am not." And I kept walking, and he followed me like he was shocked. "You're not on Instagram?" I'm like, "Nope." And I kept walking, and then of course he proceeded to ask for my phone number. I said, "I am a married woman," and I said, "Good day," and I kept walking, didn't speak to him again. But he was so shocked that I was not on Instagram, because he's probably so used to every woman he asks, "Well, you know, how do I follow you on Instagram or with your Facebook?" And it's just really sad that it's come down to that. And women, you know, they think that they're actually getting this male attention because they're actually wholesome, quality women. But what they don't realize is all they've turned themselves into is masturbation material. That's all they are. Just a quick, that's it. They're worth nothing else. They're worthless. You know, they can't cook, they can't clean, they can't be trusted. They're not marriage material. They're not wife material, the kind of woman that you could really trust, count on, bring home to the family. They're nothing but sex. That's it. And they don't completely realize that either. These women actually believe today that they're quality, good, decent women. It's so pathetic, and it's laughable. But anyway, social media has made women, it's made their egos so big. They're so entitled, their egos are so big because they get all these likes, all these followers on there, and all these women are competing with each other for the most followers, the most likes. They actually base their social status off how many likes and followers they have. They actually feel like they've achieved something in life because they have, 75,000 followers on Twitter, and they start feeling like they're some kind of celebrity or something. And it's really pathetic. And so their entitlement, their ego is just so big that they don't even have to be decent when they get with a man, because they feel like they're doing a man a favor by being with them, because they can screw up the relationship easily. The man's like, "I don't want nothing more to do with you." Cool. I have all these suitors lined up at my door. I have all these followers, all these likes, and they just post selfies all day long and get all this attention. And it's just really destroyed women because their egos are so big and they're so entitled now. And another thing that...
And that brings us to this one point. Ladies, men do not have to accept you for who you are. However, we will smash it. Little butterball, little juicy ball. Yep, men will hit it. Men will stick his thing in to get off in a hole in the wall. Understand that. This idea that I am special because I got a little warm hole. Every single female and male has a warm hole. But point is that you all put so much behind that little thing, and you guys got to stop it, okay? And that brings me smoothly into this one video here, because this blew my mind.
What are you?
Prime.
You're prime?
Top notch.
What makes you prime, top notch, Wu-Tang?
Don't worry, I'll wait.
I mean, I have everything that you could possibly ask for as far as brains, beauty, ambition. I would build my man up to be everything he wants to be in this world. I'm the best investment he would ever make in his life.
You approached me on a sugar daddy website and asked me to be your sugar baby, and then couldn't afford my allowance.
Never did.
He couldn't afford my $10,000 allowance a month.
And my shit's exclusive. I've invested in my body. I have a $150,000 body. No one barely touches me. Yes, you can see me on Instagram because I'm paid to do that, but nobody touches me unless a man, yes, does take care of me. I like bosses. I like millionaires. I like someone who's going to mentor me, teach me, and invest in me and get me to my highest level as well.
And just to be clear, what's a $150,000 body?
4 BBLs, 2 breast technically 5 BBLs, but we're going to go with 4. 2 breast augmentations, obviously Botox, lip injections, and then I had the fat buckle removed out of my cheeks on my face.
Wow.
And how young are you?
28.
Damn.
It blows my mind. It blows my mind that this woman thinks that spending a $150,000 on her body to sculpt it with a freaking knife, right? And inject it with needles, gonna make her a high value woman. Please tell me how the hell that makes sense. Please. The delusional world that we live in that women don't understand still drives me insane. Because I'm gonna follow it up with this simple video. I posted this yesterday as well, but it's one of the best videos I've ever seen, highlighting the stupidity of women's understanding of men. How many BBLs you said she had? 3 BBLs. 3. A colossal waste of money.
I think men prefer a natural body or a BBL. BBL.
BBL.
BBL.
BBL. BBL.
BBL. BBL.
BBL.
BBL.
BBL. BBL.
Do you prefer natural bodies or BBL bodies?
Natural.
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 So she just blew how much money on 3 BBLs? Probably 75,000 on stupidness, and she will not get another man but based on her BBL. Because what happens? A man takes off her clothes, and what is he looking at? All he's going to see is little knife marks on where she had enhancements. Her lips look like a freaking puffer fish. Which self-respecting top-tier man wants that at 28? So what I'm basically seeing, what has become very common in the West, is a whole culture. Women have become literally outright prostitutes. I can't see it any other way. Literally, women are saying, yes, give me the money, I will give you the sex. And that's all I'm offering you. Okay? That's it.
People come on my comments all the time and they're like, be honest, you were out selling that cat and that's how you met him. And I was. Because I have no shame in having a price on my kitty cat. So I met my now fiance at one of my favorite hotel bars that I used to go to in Boston. I was actually waiting for my friend because she and I were gonna go a little bar hopping. So as soon as I walked in and sat down, I think I was sitting down for probably like 2 minutes. He walks in with his guy friend. Immediately they walk up to me. First thing he said was, "Can I buy you a drink?" Take notes, ladies. That is how a gentleman approaches a woman sitting at the bar. He didn't ask me my name. He didn't ask me what I did for a living. He didn't ask any of those things. He just asked me what I wanted to drink. And the bartender was making our drinks. I excused myself to the ladies' room and I wanted him to see my legs because my legs were out and I was looking good, okay? And when I came back, the sitting arrangements had changed because originally his friend was sitting next to me and he was sitting on the other side to his friend. And when I came back from the bathroom, him and his friend had exchanged seats. So I obviously caught game because
I even feel bad posting this because it feels like I'm trying to help this woman teach other women how to pick up a simp husband, okay? Because somebody wrote on it after. So, a few things. I did my research and he is indeed a wealthy white man. 2, wealthy white men love black women in stiff wigs and cheap makeup. 3, I will be going to purchase both this weekend. Oh, God. I don't know, man. It just blows my mind because there are certain men that are validating this type of behavior. It's sickening to see, man. Really, it is. This lady sums it up well.
Yes, it is your body and your choice, but I hope you remember those words when it comes back to bite you. Let's talk about how so many women in today's day and age almost have one thing in common: ignorance. I mean, you guys are completely oblivious that this world is playing games on you and you don't want to listen because your eyes, your ears, and your mind are not trained to handle the truth. You shrivel up like clams and call me a pygmy when I'm just trying to help women out. Watch what you do on social media. Everyone's selling their bodies for less than a Netflix subscription to say that they know their worth, but once you realize that all these women are oversaturating the sex market, people will get tired of you. You're purposeless. The only thing that you have to offer is something that you claim to not want people to take advantage of, yet you showcase it like a recycled piece of art on display.
I heard no lies there. Absolutely none. She brought it home because that is the point that we're at as a society. The cost of the coochie is so low that men can find it left, right, and center. He can't find relationships. Men are complaining, I can't find a relationship. I can find a hookup. I can find coochie on the street.
Yeah. Who did you? Yeah.
Couple of dinners, I'm in.
But that doesn't mean the women will necessarily uphold those hopes.
If your intent is not to get laid, that doesn't mean you're not going to get laid. That doesn't mean you're not going to get to the club and see a cute guy. A lot of the time this shit happens. So on the outside looking in, it's easy to say, yeah, that's not our intention. But what we see actually happening in reality is women go out, they end up getting fucked.
Me and my friend.
You've never had a one-night stand?
Of course I have. That wasn't also my intention when I would go out. It's exactly.
But a lot of men are saying, I'm not paying for it. I don't want to pay for it. I want a good woman. And even when he finds a good woman, what happens? You hear this sort of shit.
In a relationship, should you really have a backup plan? There is new research that shows half of all women have a guy on the back burner just in case things go wrong in their current relationship. Physician and national mindful living expert Dr. Romy Mushtaq is here to talk more about that. Dr. Romy, seriously?
Good morning, Tom. I know, and I
Come
feel
on,
like
this sounds positively guy,
doesn't it? And I have to sit here and defend all of us women, but this is the latest psychology research. I was just as shocked reading this data. More than half of women who are married and categorize themselves as happily married.
Wait a sec.
They're married.
Happily married women are doing this?
Have a backup plan. And what is a backup plan? It means you have someone on the back burner.
So a specific person they've identified.
And in most cases it was either an ex-boyfriend or an old friend who never made it to the dating category.
Get out of town.
Unfortunately, yes. And the problem is social media has just made it too easy to have such a type of behavior.
Right, so I know you're here to say, though,
yes,
watch out, because this is anything but good.
It is, I agree.
Yeah, that is real. That is very real. And so, what happens? We men are not getting a good deal, period. Men living in relationships where we gotta wonder, shit, she hasn't talked to me in a week. Does that mean she's now looking at her backup option? Oh shit, I haven't had sex in 3 months. Is she getting it from the backup option? So men are now at the point where, you know what, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. And I don't blame you guys. Channels like this have to tell men, hey, you know what? I've been married for 20 years, you know, it has its ups and downs, but it's more ups than there are downs. So I understand commitment and responsibility. I'm staying in my marriage, and my wife feels the same way, because we look at the big picture and we look at for the long term. We look into the future, okay? And we realize that those downs, we will eventually come up, and we're just as happy when we come out of the downs. That's the way relationships work. That's how life works. But there are men who literally walk into a minefield in married women. And this next video is going to show you what men have to deal with. And even though it's a skit, it tells a real story, because a lot of men live like this. It's kind of funny, but this is how women think, huh?
I love that you work out the way you do.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just trying to, stay in shape for you.
Oh. My ex would also work out, but he was like super jacked.
He was?
Yeah, but it was like he was
too huge. You know, it was like scary actually.
Yeah, no, I mean, because he was probably on steroids.
Oh, definitely not, no. He just like didn't have to work that hard. He was like just really athletic, I guess.
Oh yeah, no, that's cool that some people get all the good genes.
No, babe, like your form is perfect. Like with him, it was like very like male, female, you know, like I would feel like tiny and safe in his like huge, jacked arms. But with you, it's like, you know, we're just equals. It's cool.
Women have no clue that when they open their mouth, either women know it and they deliberately do it to emasculate their men, or they're just so damn clueless. They're so caught up in their fantasy, they don't understand what's coming out of their freaking mouths. But I've seen stuff like this. Now, this is slightly exaggerated, but it isn't. Because I've seen women make those conversations with other people in the room, talk about their ex, like almost as if they disappear back to those days when they were just getting their guts beaten out. Because most women rarely get the man they actually want.
Told me you're going to meet women and women going to come into your life and they going to always have somebody from their past that will always have access to them. One person.
Is that one special person?
There will always be one person that will always have access to her no matter what she says to you. And another thing she said was every time you date somebody, you always have to remember you are really not the one she want to be with. The one she really want probably just wouldn't get his act together.
Damn.
Them two things, it stuck with me forever.
The Chads and the Tyrone that beat their guts out, those jack guys, the jocks from school that she made pound them, she thought that they would stick around. They didn't. So she ended up with a lesser guy in her eyes. She ended up with the stable guy. That's the backup guy. But be careful, gentlemen, when you hear conversations like that in your relationship, just know that your time is limited with this woman. Yeah, I said it. Because the second another guy that looks like her jacked up ex comes into the freaking orbit, that's going to trigger those good emotions that she had in the past. That feel-good hormones are going to start coming back into her brain. Trust me, she's gone. She's going to hit it. She might not leave you, but she's going to hit it. Seen it too many times. Because she goes back there mentally. She needs that again. When she's been alpha widowed, it's very difficult to not see another man like that and not want him. The thing is, most men never get the chance at the girls way above him to even have those fantasies. Men never get to hit those women at that level because men rarely get those women above him. If most men are 4, 5s, and 6s, those men rarely get to hit a woman at a 7, 8, 9. Never. But a woman does. And she has those memories. She has those good times. She remember that hard body on top of her pounding away at her. She remember feeling those muscles and that tight ass, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to get too graphic, but I'm trying to paint a picture in you guys' head. Now she has to deal with this type of guy who is balding, right? He might have that corporate job and he's well set. That money's coming in. He's trying to stay in shape just to please her. But what does she do? She'll emasculate him. And gentlemen, if you're in that position, you got to start showing dominance. You got to say, hey, calm yourself. Don't talk to me like that. Put her back in her spot, man. Don't let those women emasculate you. Okay? So anyway, guys, I'm going to shut it off there. Let's have some comments. Let's talk about these few clips that I just posted. All right? Let me know what you guys want to talk about. Book a session. Log in to askanolderman.com. And of course, remember, guys, whenever you're in doubt, always ask an older man. All right? I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.